We're all in for the greatest treat today. I've got a friend of mine, Susan Mason, who is the most fabulous caterer here in Savannah. So today, Susan and I are catering for ourselves. We're gonna be starting off, y'all, with Susan's delectable asparagus quiche. Beautiful. And then my irresistible shrimp crostinis.
Isn't that good?
And you don't want to miss Miss Susan's elegant fried oyster spoons. This is like the best eating in the world, y'all. And for dessert, my scrumptious strawberry tiramisu bites. This'll pick y'all up, I guarantee it. You have done really some big jobs here in Savannah, haven't you, Susan?
I have.
And you're gonna share with us one of your recipes, an asparagus quiche.
All right, now, Paula, we're gonna make pie crust. I just measured up 1.5 cups of instant flour.
Now, what is instant flour?
It's more fine and rolls out a lot easier. And this is 1/2 cup of cut up cold butter, so it'll remain flaky.
Okay.
And then if you'll put in 3 tablespoons of the Crisco.
Okie
and
doke.
then cut it in. Some people use a pastry cutter, but I use 2 knives. Now I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of ice water.
Okay.
And 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And then you're just gonna keep
I just
stirring
keep
it.
cutting.
And then we're going to stir it with one of your wooden spoons until a ball starts to form.
A ball. Okay.
So I think there's a big spoon here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's stir that.
Well,
I'll cut the wax paper because we've got
this is going to be ready.
Roll a ball in the wax paper.
And we're going to refrigerate this for a couple of hours?
Yes, you have to get it cold so you can roll it out.
Okay.
So just plain old wax paper.
Okay,
like
well,
this.
I'll get this done for you.
Okay, and I'll
if you
go
want to
then.
move on down there.
Okay, I will start the filling for the quiche. So it's going to be 3 eggs.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to mix in here.
This smells good, Susan.
Does it smell good? Don't you think it really
smells
forms up
yeasty.
real fast?
A beautiful crust, yes.
Now I've got my 3 eggs in here. I'm going to add 1.5 cups of heavy cream. I love heavy cream.
I do too, and butter. Do you love butter?
I love butter.
You don't look like you've loved it as long as I have.
I love butter. Okay.
All right, in the refrigerator.
This is going to be 1.5 cups of heavy cream.
Okay, what can I do to help you?
I need 1/4 cup of that parsley chop because it's going in the filling also. Add my cream into my egg mixture.
And I'll be chopping the 1/4 cup of parsley.
1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of white pepper because you don't want any specks.
Okay.
Put the parsley in here. Now I need to roll out my pie crust.
I have one in here already chilled for you.
Great.
Well, I see you got a frying pan out here.
I got a frying pan.
Now, what are we going to do with this?
Well, I want you to do this for me. If you will cut the asparagus. Now, I don't cut them in half. I just cut them, you know, you can break them.
I snap.
Yeah, that's the easiest way to do it. All right, I'm sprinkling some flour out so I can roll out my pie crust here.
Now, is this going to be fairly easy to roll, Susan?
It is. You just keep rolling it from all sides.
I'm gonna add a couple of tablespoons of butter in the pan and then toss in the asparagus.
So this is just the way you keep doing it. And then we want to get it about 1/4 inch thick before we put it in the pie plate.
Okay.
You have to kind of take your fingers and mold it in here.
That's looking good, Susan. Since this asparagus is gonna be baked in with the quiche, we're only gonna need to cook it for a few minutes, just until it starts getting tender.
Now I'm going to punch some holes in this crust. So when we get the filling in it won't rise up and bubble. So I'm doing this, and then I'm gonna do what my grandmother always did.
Crimp it with your tines.
Crimp it with your time. Then we'll put it in the refrigerator, and we'll let it stay for about an hour and get set. And
you know you can always resort to a refrigerator pie crust.
Absolutely. Okie doke.
And we've got one in the fridge that's been cooling for about an hour, and it's ready to go.
We're going to put foil in this crust, and we're going to fill it with beans to weight it down so your pie crust won't bubble.
Have big old bubbles.
Exactly.
Those are pinto beans. They make a great weight.
Okay.
All right,
You
so
want to put
in the
that
oven, I will do it.
Okay.
So in the oven, 7 to 8 minutes.
Right, and then we're going to take it out.
On what temperature?
425.
425, okay.
Now you can see that our partially baked shell is beautiful.
7 to 8 minutes.
7 to 8 minutes. And I'm going to put a third of this filling in, and we're going to bake it all so we can then put the asparagus. So
okay, now why are we doing that?
It just gives it a foundation for the asparagus to stick into. So that's about a third.
Okay.
So if you'll put that in the oven for me.
Okie doke.
About 10 minutes.
Okay.
And just until it sets, 425. It's all set, see it doesn't wiggle.
Yeah.
So we're going to put this, now this is a very important step because we're going to put the asparagus.
We're arranging them so that when we serve our quiche, y'all, each slice will get a stalk of asparagus. And the asparagus will float to the top once it's baked, y'all.
Now we just need to add the cheese. And Paula, would you grate it for me?
I certainly will.
Because you look like a great grater. Oh,
I am a great grater.
Now, I think this probably looks about like a
Now, we're using
cup.
a Gruyere cheese, y'all, which is one of my favorite cheeses for melting.
Mine too, and I think it's so mild. Okay, Paula, that's probably enough. Let's see. Okay, it's about a half a cup.
Might be wise for us to put a layer of tinfoil around that because your crust is already nice and brown.
Exactly.
And I don't like my crust to get too dark.
No.
I'll feel better about that.
I think that's a good idea. You want me to open the oven?
Please.
Okay.
In it goes for about 30 minutes at 425 degrees. Coming up is my delicious garlic shrimp crostinis. Then Susan's fabulous fried oyster spoons, y'all. Look at these little bite-sized delicacies.
So pretty.
And later, it's my mouth-watering strawberry tiramisu bites. I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. Y'all, I'm in the kitchen today with one of the great caterers, Susan Mason, and we're getting ready to share a recipe with y'all that's one of those great recipes that are good at cocktail parties, especially passing them on a tray. It's just a garlic shrimp crostini. And Susan is getting our French bread, cutting little rounds for us, and we're gonna toast that off. We've got Susan's elegant asparagus quiche in the oven baking. So this recipe is gonna come together very, very quickly, Susan. And I'm gonna mix the cream cheese spread for our crostinis. It's just 2 cloves of minced garlic, 2 tablespoons of green onions, an 8-ounce package of cream cheese, 1/4 cup of mayo, and a little black pepper.
Okay, Paula, do you want me to put these in the oven?
Yes, honey. If you just kind of roast those off or bake them off.
Okay.
Like I said, we've got our quiche in the oven.
What temperature?
It's on 425, so we'll have to keep an eye on that bread. Now, right here, I've just got our cream cheese, our mayonnaise, our garlic, and our minced onion. So we're gonna go over here now and heat up our skillet. And I'm gonna put a couple of tablespoons of butter. And if you wanna be working on 3 cloves of garlic.
Okay, you want it minced?
Please mince that. And I'm gonna get the shrimp ready for our dish. Like I said, if you're having a cocktail party, this is a great dish because you can have your little crostini, you know, done up ahead of time. I'm gonna be using about 24 medium-sized shrimp that's been peeled and deveined.
With the tails.
With the tails. Now, Michael and I fuss all the time. Now, he's lived in this very spot for 52 years, his whole entire life. So he thinks he's a master of shrimp and crabs and all that stuff. And we argue all the time about tails on, tails off. Well, I love to do my shrimp tails on because it adds texture, it gives you something to hold on to.
And they're prettier, I think.
They're just prettier.
They're more graceful.
Michael said, don't worry about the things being pretty, just give me 2 shrimp and that'll make it prettier. So when you get that garlic done, I'm gonna throw that in and kind of let it sweat in this butter, and then the parsley. And then I'm gonna throw our shrimp in, and I'm just gonna saute those, y'all, until they're just pink. You know, I don't wanna overcook them. The worst thing you can do to a shrimp is overcook it. And Susan will need about 2 or 3 tablespoons of chopped parsley. While I'm throwing the shrimp in, Susan is gonna be cutting a few cherry tomatoes in two to garnish the crostini with. All right, now I'm gonna take out our little crostinis because I bet they're ready. And we're gonna let our, oh yeah, they look good.
Those look perfect.
They look perfect. So, oh, be careful, it's hot, hot, hot. We're just gonna take a little bit of our cream cheese mixture and put that on our, I'm gonna bring this back down here because I'm gonna want a little bit of parsley. And we're just gonna take our shrimp. See that little handle?
Perfect.
We're gonna set our shrimp up there, and then we're gonna take one of our tomatoes and just kind of prop it on that tomato.
Pretty.
And then I'm gonna take a little piece of parsley just for color. Look how beautiful that is.
Beautiful.
And you just put them on a tray and people will love them.
Okay,
so
Paula.
just that simple, Susan.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. We've got them together. Prop a little tomato.
And a little twig of parsley.
And a little twig of parsley.
Oh, I don't know who invented parsley, but it has saved many.
I'm telling you.
events.
I love the parsley. You just put those on your plate and have someone pass those.
Oh,
Would you have one?
Pretty. I'd love one. Thank you.
Me too. Now, how to eat this, you know?
I think we should hold the tail on.
You think we should hold the tail down?
Mm-hmm, like this.
Okay.
And then one bite.
Okay.
Mmm.
Isn't that good?
Mmm.
Up next is Susan's tasty fried oyster spoons.
Oh my goodness, this is like the best eating in the world, y'all.
And later, strawberry tiramisu bites that are just out of this world.
That is delicious.
I hope y'all are enjoying the show, and I want to hear from you. Tell me what recipes or videos you'd like to see me make by just leaving a short comment below. Now, let's get back to the show, y'all. I have got the caterer of Savannah here with me, Susan Mason, and Susan's making the next dish for us, elegant, delicious little spoons of fried oysters. And over here, I am chopping some shallots.
I've got to have 3 shallots chopped. I'm going to make the tarragon tartar sauce that's going to go with the oysters. You take a cup of mayonnaise.
Okay.
And we're going to then add your shallots. And would you chop me up 2 tablespoons of that fresh tarragon?
I sure will.
And then I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of tarragon vinegar.
It's very easy to make. All you have to do is put your tarragon in a bottle, y'all, and pour your vinegar over it, and then let it sit until they have time to marry together.
Mix this a little bit first. Get the vinegar incorporated in here.
Yeah, don't you love fresh herbs?
I love fresh herbs. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of capers.
And these capers will add a nice salty kick to the sauce.
Okay, so that's minced fine enough for you.
Perfect.
Okie doke.
I'm going to just incorporate all of this. All right, now we're going to fry our oysters. Would you measure up cup and a half, and this is an all-purpose coating. You can get it at the grocery store. They're all different brands, but if you'll measure that into this plate
This is an all-purpose coating?
For our oysters.
This almost looks like that instant flour.
It
like
does.
this
It's
is real fine.
consistency. And I've already picked through these oysters. These are Bluffton oysters. And the thing that I love about Bluffton oysters are they're small and they're sweet.
Yes.
You can use the standard or the select size oysters and just, after you fry them, cut them in half. Because what you want is a bite size, since we're going to put them in these spoons. I'm going to take this over and I'm going to put just a dollop of this in each spoon. So you just want a dollop.
Can y'all tell that she's got, is that sea salt? It almost looks like rock salt. Yes.
Just put a little dollop of your tarragon tart. Now we're ready for the oysters.
Okay.
So just lay them in there sort of one by one.
And the peanut oil is preheated to 350 degrees.
Susan, you want to get the quiche out of the oven, honey? Because I bet it's ready.
Oh, sure.
While I'm getting these ready to go in our fryer. And that quiche looks good. Now, I'm going to drop the oysters in.
So now this takes probably, what, 5 minutes?
Oh, I don't know that it would take that long. I mean, these are super tiny. Okay, that quiche looks delicious, Susan. Oh, I can't wait to taste all this wonderful stuff. And these little oysters are adorable.
How they do? Oh, see, they're beginning to float.
Look at these little bite-sized delicacies.
So pretty.
Now, they're done, but if you want a crispy oyster,
I do them just
I
a
think
little
we
bit
ought
longer.
to leave them a little bit longer. It's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
And that
It's
crust
grandmother's
looks like...
spatula that did it.
Yes. Oh, my gracious, it looks beautiful. All right, now, what are you thinking about these oysters? I'm thinking they're about to get there.
Yeah,
okay, I'll take them out. Oh, my goodness, this is like the best eating in the world, y'all.
Quiche is good.
Look at that. Now, we're just going to stick one on our spoon.
There you go. There you go.
Love it.
Just like that.
Love it. And you just pass this hors d'oeuvre.
When I pass it on a round tray with a bowl in the center, so your guests can just take one, eat it, and throw the spoon in the bowl, and the waiter keeps going.
Let's taste this quiche.
That crust is wonderful.
I mean, it looks like you've done it with lard.
That is delicious. If I say so myself, that is so good.
I gotta have an oyster.
Oh yeah, have an oyster. Tell me what you've done.
Heavenly.
Heavenly. And so simple.
Heavenly.
This is such an easy hors d'oeuvre.
Coming up next, it's decadent strawberry tiramisu bites, y'all.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
the perfect ending to a meal.
I so hope y'all are enjoying the show. And if you do, be sure to click like, subscribe, and the notification bell so you'll never miss a video. And we'll be right back after the break. Y'all, I'm in the kitchen today with my friend Susan Mason. She just is a fabulous cook and caterer here in town. And I'm gonna be making a little strawberry tiramisu. I have just squeezed a couple of tablespoons of lemon juice into this bowl. And I'm gonna take a carton of mascarpone cheese.
Love mascarpone.
I do too, and
You just can't have tiramisu without mascarpone cheese.
now Susan is down here filling these little tart shells, and I love using these,
I do
Susan.
too.
You can find them in the freezer department near your pie shells in your grocery store. And she's just spooning about a half a teaspoon.
Of strawberry jam into the bottom of these tart shells, y'all.
I'm gonna put in about 1/4 of a cup of lemonade. Now you can use the limoncello.
Oh, I love limoncello.
But if you're serving children,
Right.
might want to stay away from the alcohol. So I'm gonna substitute this with my lemonade. And I'm gonna just beat that together.
You know what tiramisu means?
I can't remember.
When I was in Italy, they said it meant pick me up. Like, you know,
yes,
you
pick me up.
Pick me up.
This'll pick y'all up, I guarantee it. All right, so I've got that pretty creamy. Now I've gotten some fresh whipped cream over here. I think I started with like a cup and 3/4 of fresh cream, along with 1/4 of a cup of powdered sugar, and I've whipped that. Now all I'm gonna do is just fold these together, and then we're gonna put a little dollop of this on top of the little tart shells that's holding our strawberry preserve. So here we go.
Do you want me to just put one strawberry in it?
I think one strawberry is just beautiful, don't you? There we go. Now, how quick is that?
That is so beautiful.
And how beautiful.
Beautiful. This is so beautiful. I hate to mess it up.
I know it, but...
Mmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
That's the perfect ending to a meal. That is delicious.
And you almost feel like you're eating fairly light because these little crusts are like air. They can't be that bad for you.
They can't be that bad for you. All right, I have a little gift for you because I know that you really love your grandmother's spatula.
Yes, I do.
And I've seen you use it.
I do.
But my daughter thought you needed something a little glitzy, and my daughter Crostini made this for you.
No,
and
she
put it
didn't.
out like that.
Look at this beautiful bag. You have the best taste.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh! Hey y'all, it's Paula Deen. Now, if y'all enjoyed this week's full episode Friday, be sure to like it and click the subscribe button as well as the notification bell to be alerted when I post a video. Love and best dishes, friends.